Today we dive in some of the most impactful current events making headlines, including the tragic Dalaneo Martin case. It's another police killing a black man video. Florida's new gun bill, everybody strapped, concealed carry. And then the Maryland church investigation with over 150 Catholic priests found to be abusing children, over 600 plus kids that have been identified. Tune in and join into the conversation on the Get Your Ass Up podcast. Let's go. Welcome to the Get Your Ass Up podcast. I'm Tony, the closer. I'm here to inspire and motivate you to never give up on your dreams. As a former NFL athlete who overcame personal setbacks like going to jail and bankruptcy, I turned my life around to become one of the top salesmen in the world. In this podcast, we'll feature celebrity guests, successful entrepreneurs, and my incredible network to give you real-world advice on how to achieve success in all aspects of life. Whether you're looking to build a successful business, achieve financial freedom, or simply need some motivation to keep pushing forward, we've got you covered. Man, we've had amazing celebrity guests on here like Dame Dash, T.I., my boy Joe Hayden and Edgerrin James, Andre Berto, and more, sharing their stories and insights on how to reach their full potential. Listen, so are you ready to get your ass up and achieve your dreams? Hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss an episode of the Get Your Ass Up podcast with me, your boy Tony, the closer. Let's dive in. Let's change your life together. Let's go. Before we dive into our main topics, let me give you a quick rundown of what's in store for today's episode. We'll be discussing the tragic case of the young man, Dalaneo Martin, a 17-year-old young man whose life was cut short in a heart-wrenching encounter with the police. Next, we'll examine Florida's new gun bill that allows residents to carry concealed weapons without a permit and potential implications that might have on public safety. And then finally, we'll dive into the horrifying details of the Maryland church investigation, which uncovered decades of sexual abuse within the Archdiocese of Baltimore. But before we get started, let's take a moment to thank our amazing sponsors over at Batch Leads. They offer an incredible service to real estate professionals, providing you with tools and resources to streamline your business. With state-of-the-art technology, you'll be able to find and manage your leads like never before. Listen, with today, you get 1,000 free leads by heading over to batchleads.io/Tony the Closer. Trust me, you do not want to miss out on this deal. All right, folks, let's dive into this first topic of today's show. The tragic case of 17-year-old Dalaneo Martin has left many of us heartbroken and angry. I mean, flat out, I'm pissed off. Like, I see this video this morning, and all I can think of is my kids. I got a 16-year-old right now. He's driving. I don't know, obviously, to understand what the approach, why the police even approach a young man. But to see the way that this took place was literally heartbreaking. This young man lost his life in an encounter with the police, and it raises several questions about the use of force. I watched this video, and there's so many troubling things that I saw. In the released body cam footage, we see the officers, give Dalaneo one warning, and then seconds later, he fires multiple rounds into his back. I've never seen anything like this. As a matter of fact, the entire approach on body cam is something I've never seen before. There's a vehicle that's sitting on a side street, and apparently the young man was asleep behind the wheel. And the police basically surround this vehicle and sneakily open the rear passenger door. You see multiple officers surrounding the vehicle, and one dives into the back seat. The one that dives into the back seat is the one that ended up taking this young man's life. The kid panics. He hears the police say something to him. He wakes up in a panic, and he puts the car in drive and he takes off. The other police officers either fell out of the vehicle, jumped out or something, but one was still in the back, in the rear. And he didn't attempt to use a taser. He didn't attempt to grab the young man. He didn't try to slow this down or subdue him in any manner at all. He immediately pulled out his weapon and shot this kid in the back. I mean, seconds after giving a warning, there were shots fired. And it's just something that we see over and over again, man. There's these guys are executioners. They're not public safety officers. They're not here for black men, black women. They're executioners of us. And I'm sick of seeing it, man. We watch these all the time. We see people getting outraged, whether it's George Floyd or any of these that we've watched over the years where police brutalize and murder black men and women. And it's just something that I think is enough is enough. What do you do, though? Like, as the host of the show and as a concerned citizen, I have to say that I'm sick and tired of seeing black men killed in these police videos, man. It's disheartening. It's infuriating. And it's painful. It's a reminder of the injustice that many of us face in this community. How many abuse videos are we forced to watch before real change takes place? How many more lives have to be taken before we come together and demand a better system for policing in our country? This issue isn't something that we need to have swept under the rug or choose to ignore. It's crucial that we continue these discussions and make our voices heard so that we can work towards more just society so incidents like what happened with this young man no longer occur. I'm going to actually play some of the audio from this so you guys can actually hear, and I'll actually give you feedback of what's actually taking place. This is something that just is literally sad. The video is about 2 minutes long. In the first few minutes, you'll hear birds chirping, young kids in the car sleeping, and the police are basically surrounded around this vehicle. And I've never seen anything like this. Like they're like trying to sneak into the vehicle. Quietly opening the door. They're like literally peeking in the car right now. I mean, this kid's completely asleep, so he has no clue that anybody's in his vehicle or anything's happening. Like, I can imagine you diving on top of me in the middle of my sleep. Hell, I'm gonna panic too. Officers have surrounded the vehicle, back door is completely open, and now they're about to make their attack on this young man.
Police! Don't move! Don't move! Don't move! Don't move! Don't move! Don't move!
I hear the officer say, "Get out! Get out!"
Stop! Stop, man! Just let me out! Stop! Stop or I'll shoot! Stop!
Wow.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Don't move! Don't move! 512! Don't fucking move! Send me a message.
This is absolutely tragic. No regard for public safety, no regard for this young man's life, no attempt to try to slow him down. Literally pulls out his firearm and discharges multiple rounds into the kid's back. The vehicle then crashes into someone's home at 9:30 in the morning. Imagine if you have a car running into your bedroom or your house now because the police officer shot somebody in the back as they're driving the car. I mean, this is just like one of the most senseless and sad stories I've ever seen. It happens over and over again, and I just hope that we be able to get justice for this young man and his family. No matter what type of investigation or crime he committed, he didn't deserve to die by getting shot in his back by an officer. Just super, super sad. Next, we're going to unpack Florida's new gun bill, which allows residents to carry concealed weapons without a permit. Governor Ron DeSantis recently signed a legislation making Florida the 26th state to allow permitless carry. Supporters argue that this legislation is a step towards upholding the constitutional rights. However, Many critics fear it may lead to an increase in gun violence and put public safety at risk. I've seen this thing all over the news right now where people are like up in arms about what's happening with Florida being allowing the concealed carry. And I think it's pretty funny because there's 26 other states. And I think one of the things we got to understand is that guns don't hurt people. Bad people with guns hurt people. And I'm a firm believer in the right to bear arms. I believe that each and every one of us should be able to protect our family in any means. And obviously a gun, whether it be a pistol or assault rifle, should be to your choosing and how you decide that you want to protect your home or your family. But I think it's really important to know that, hey, man, there's 26 other states that already have this bill where you can carry a concealed weapon, and you don't see the Wild Wild West in those 25 other states. So I think this is something that could be really positive. Obviously, like I think, with any type of guns, you got idiots that get involved with guns, and you do have to worry about that. But this could obviously, like, there's plenty of critics that think that this legislation is going to make it easier for criminals to carry guns, putting the public and safety at risk. And, I'll say, hey, most criminals already carry guns concealed. Like, hello? Like, if you're thinking about public safety and we're talking about criminals are going to break the law regardless. I just want to be able to be a law-abiding citizen and be able to protect myself when those criminals actually approach me or my family. So I think that's really important. I'm really just all about that. Despite, calls from the gun rights supporters to go further and allow open carry, the Republicans decided not to allow open carry in Florida, and I'm not mad at it. I mean, there's states like North Carolina, where I'm from, where you can open carry, and that just gives people the ability to have it on their hip, and you can see it. But, hey, concealed carry is cool with me. I've been carrying concealed anyway. I'm always going to carry. My life is all about being protected, and I love that. So that's a major, major piece for me, and I think we'll see what happens, right? I think that obviously we're going to definitely get good feedback in the next months. I think July 1st, the bill actually goes live where you can actually carry concealed, and I'm already carrying concealed, and I'm excited about all the opportunity that it's going to offer for people to be protecting themselves. So in this next segment, this is one of the most grotesque and disgusting things I've ever heard. We know that there's been issues in the church for a long time, but recently Maryland released a report that reveals over 150 plus Catholic priests and other associated with the I always mess this up, the Archdiocese of Baltimore sexually abused over 600 plus children over the 80 years. Like, this is some insane, sick shit. Like, wow. Decades long of corrupt cover-ups and abuse of minors in the Catholic Church, man. Like, this is a damn shame. These reports highlight the importance of, like, the transparency that's needed and accountability within the religious institutions. Like, those numbers are, like, abusers and victims, like, are really, really heartbreaking. And it says a lot about the culpability of the church and the hierarchy of the church. Many people had to know what was going on and was covering it up. You don't have that many people that's been impacted and everybody's not involved. They all need to go to fucking jail. And they've been hiding behind the church for way too long. They've been taking advantage of too many people. They say it's 600 people that they know about. So that means it could be thousands. Think about that. How many victims, how many innocent children that over the years, 80 plus years of abuse? This is disgusting. This investigation took place over the past several years, and there's a number of victims that likely could be so much higher than the reports even suggest, man. Think about it. Like, they came out with, like, this half-ass apology. They want to apologize to the victims. Don't apologize to the victims. Lock those sons of bitches up. Lock their ass up, man. This is outrageous. Children, man. You talk about 600 plus children that's identifiable. Are you kidding me? Man, this is a damn shame. These acts are just like, man, they need to be in jail Like, this is when you need to start bringing back the damn execution. You take their lives. They've been hiding behind God and the church. I think anybody that uses God or church as a reference and use that as a way to take advantage and steal, kill, or rape their people should get the harshest punishments. Their punishment should be the harshest. There's no way that you get to use God and take advantage of people and you just get a pass. Absolutely not. All right, guys, if you guys are enjoying this episode, be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the Get Your Ass Up podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Your support helps me grow, and we get to have these powerful conversations that we need to have. Don't forget to visit batchleads.io/Tony the Closer and get those 1,000 free leads. All right, everybody, we've had an intense discussion on today's show. I want to thank you all for tuning in and listening, but it's not just enough just to listen, right? We need to take action. So here's some dope call to actions for you guys. First, let's educate ourselves and others on issues that we discussed today. Share this episode with your friends and family and social media networks. Encourage other people to join in the conversation and to raise awareness so we can actually push for change. Next, engage in local community organizations, attend town hall meetings, and get involved in advocacy groups that align with your values. There's strength in numbers, and working together is the key way to making a difference. And finally, make your voice heard. Contact your elected officials, sign petitions, and vote in your local and national elections. Hold your representatives accountable for the changes that you want to see in your community. Remember, our collective power can create a lasting impact, and it starts with you. So let's take this energy and make some waves with it, all right? Let's get your ass up and create the change that you actually want to see. But before we wrap this episode up, let's give you guys a quick reminder of our fantastic sponsors over at Batch Leads. If you guys been enjoying this episode, my guys at Batch wanted to make sure they give you 1,000 free leads to start your real estate investing business, right? So I want you to go to batchleads.io/Tony the Closer, and we got 1,000 free leads for you for just listening to the episode today, all right? And be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the Get Your Ass Up podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever your favorite podcast platform is. Your support helps me grow, and it's very, very powerful, man. So thank you so much. Make sure you leave those reviews. I'm so thankful for all my supporters, man. We are growing in the top 100. We got to get into the top 50, then in the top 25, into the top 10, then we're number 1. You know what we're doing. So thank you, guys. Thank you. Be sure to rate, subscribe, all the beautiful things. We love you, beautiful people. See you next episode. And that brings us to the end of another powerful and thought-provoking episode of the Get Your Ass Up podcast. I truly hope our conversations today sparked some ideas and ignited fire within you to take action. Make sure that you stay connected with us by subscribing to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review and comment for a chance to win $1,000 in cash. Every review helps us each reach more people, and together we'll make a real difference. You can also follow us on social media to stay up to date with all our latest episodes and behind-the-scenes content and more. Once again, I'm your host, Tony the Closer, and I appreciate you guys so much for joining me. Keep that fire burning, and let's continue to take action and create change. Until next time, get your ass up and make sure you make every moment count. I'm out. Let's go.